This is Steven's A-list coming your way. You know what that means. Top 5 quarterbacks with the most to lose. Stay tuned. I got something to say about that. And of course, obviously, it's Brady versus Breeze. All that and more. It's Molly, it's Max, it's Stephen A. The crew is in the house. Football Friday, first take. Let's go.
Play great.
The minute that he signed with the Bucs and came in the division, you felt like that was going to be a team that had playoff aspirations and beyond, just like us. So I guess it was inevitable.
You know, we've both been around for quite a while, so we both still enjoy playing and competing. It's going to be a very competitive game.
We don't see anybody. Okay, just like that. Give it to AK till he's full.
Stephen A., it's not just a football Friday, it's also a feel-good Friday. What's going on, everybody? Welcome into First Take. Thank you for spending part of your day here with us. Stephen A. Smith, Max Kellerman. I'm Molly Karam Rose, and fellas, I'm really pumped for this weekend. We've got 4 divisional games, and obviously the main event, Max, you know what it is, Brady Breeze. We'll get to those in just a minute, but first, fellas, I want to get your reaction to some news in the NFL. So let's start there if you're cool with that. The New York Jets have reached an agreement in principle with San Francisco 49ers defensive coordinator Robert Saleh to be their next head coach. The deal is for 5 years. Saleh, who is a Lebanese American, will become the first Muslim head coach, mashallah, shout out to Dearborn, and the 4th minority head coach currently in the NFL. Meanwhile, Urban Meyer will head back to the state of Florida, but this time to coach the pros. He is the new head coach of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Stephen A., I like both these hires, so this is a tough one for you, but which one do you think is the better hire?
Oh, easily Urban Meyer. I mean, Saleh had the 17th ranked defense this year. It wasn't his fault, some injuries, and they were great against the run and the pass, just 17th in points allowed. But the bottom line is I get the fact that he could be inspirational. This is New York City. We'll see what he does. There's no question about Urban Meyer. There's no question about the greatness of Urban Meyer. Long before we knew who the hell Urban Meyer was, let's understand why he succeeded at the University of Florida. The man went 22-2 in 2 this year. 12-0 the second year, and a Fiesta Bowl win when I think he co-coached with Kyle Whittingham for the Fiesta Bowl because he was en route to Florida. And we know what he did at Florida, national championship. We know what he did at Ohio State, 2 national championships. We know that at Utah he won 91% of his games, and at Ohio State he won 90% of his games. This brother is elite. Wherever Urban Meyer goes, it's an upward move. The man is just brilliant at coaching the game of football, whether it's literally being a man amongst boys, being that father figure, knowing his X's and O's, knowing how to inspire, to motivate, to maximize the potential around you. He's proven it on the collegiate level. Is the NFL different? Absolutely, it's different for most coaches, but the elite ones, it doesn't appear to matter in some cases. I think this is one of those cases. He's not just going to Jacksonville, but he's going to bring Trevor Lawrence with him, so they'll finally have a quarterback that they can rely upon and build around. And obviously, you don't have Tom Coughlin hovering over this organization, getting in the way with his drill sergeant tendencies that serve to alienate stars like Jalen Ramsey, Calais Campbell, and others. No, this is a situation where Urban Meyer and his impeccable resume speaks for itself, and I think that's a huge, huge deal, particularly in Jacksonville. Remember, Max, it doesn't matter the market in the National Football League. They've successfully gone about the business of accomplishing parity throughout. Small market teams, big market teams, it don't matter with a hard salary cap league or whatever the case may be. Bottom line is, when it comes to football, none of that is relevant in the National Football League. It's about your ability to coach and having the personnel around you. I believe in Urban Meyer, and I believe this is obviously the right job for him, particularly since he succeeded so much in Gainesville, and now Jacksonville is obviously not that far away. This is why he went back there. I think it's a great move.
Saleh is the better hire, and they're both good hires. Both teams did well here, but Saleh is the better hire for the Jets. And by the way, when the Giants were looking for coaching candidates, and Giants fans like me were hoping maybe they get to talk to him, maybe they hire him. Stephen A., there is something about a guy when you hear, first of all, he takes over a team with the defense ranked dead last in the NFL, the worst defense in the NFL. And within 2 seasons, they're a top 5 defense, like consistently, season over season. They're a top 5 defense. And then this year, Okay, they're middle of the pack defense. They had a lot of injuries. It was a bizarre year with COVID and everything. Still a middle of the pack defense. There's something about that defensive guy, that D coordinator, who gets those kind of results and who sits in the meeting and wows everyone there, right? You and I always bring it up. Tomlin. What, Tomlin got the job? Then you hear him talking, you go, okay, I get it. Well, he wowed us in the meeting. Yeah, no kidding. He gave you that sense, obviously. And Saleh is one of those guys, according to everyone, including, as has been widely reported at this point, Richard Sherman, who says, yeah, they got a good one. You know, players who he has coached, by reputation, what you're hearing about the impression he makes, and the results as a coach. Stephen A., all in the NFL. In the NFL, not in college. Now, I know the Jags are in a really good position. Urban Meyer inherits a good situation because while you can't really recruit in the NFL, that's a big part of coaching in college. He is sort of, in a way recruiting because they're going to use the pick on the best quarterback in the draft, on Trevor Lawrence. And that gives them an advantage. And it's been widely reported, or at least Adam Schefter's reported, they have $100 million in cap space. But guess what? The Jets have the second pick in the draft, and they have another first-round pick. They also have a lot of draft capital, and they have like $70 million in cap space. So they both inherit
That was about some other things. We
but that's
have
part
to
of
get
it.
into that.
That's part of it.
That could happen to anybody, Max.
I'll say this. Urban Meyer has twice left jobs when it got tough. And by the way, they were going in the wrong direction. Ohio State, like when you look at how many bad losses they had, it's not that there were a lot of them, but the losses, like, wow, they lost that game. Their issues in the running game, that all happened in Urban Meyer's last season. Now, he was dealing with a lot, I understand. But that's the fact of the matter. And what you've seen is he takes off. So the Jags have a guy where they have to wonder, when the going gets tough, is he going to take off? Meantime, the Jets got a guy who's a rising star among coordinators, who everyone seems to think they got lucky to get, and who has NFL experience succeeding.
We'll see. We'll see. First of all, I want to say this. He's of Lebanese descent. That's my understanding. And they're saying that maybe he's the first Muslim Arab American, obviously, to be an NFL head coach. So from a diversity perspective, we should all be happy and very happy for him. I like the guy personally. Got a defensive background. First year defensively 25th. Second year ranked 28th. Then they catapulted to 8, went to the Super Bowl. And then last year they fell off a little bit because of COVID. There's no question he deserves the job, and I'm happy for him. I'm just thinking that what about Sam Darnold? You brought in a defensive guy. Hopefully that'll help Sam Darnold. We'll find out.
We'll see. They both look pretty solid to me, but